Hi there, so here we have the Boss Equalizer GE7 guitar pedal. I'm going to run through today. Just going to run through a few things of what it can do. First of all, through the front of the amp, and then afterwards through the effects loop of the amp. The signal chain at the moment is I'm using a PRS HT40 with Bareknuckle aftermath pickups on it. Straight into the Boss EQ, then straight into the amp, which is a Blackstar HT40. I've got the clean channel with the tone on, 12 o'clock, and the crunch channel or overdrive channel with everything's roughly flat. I've got a little bit more of a mid spike on there, but generally speaking, I'll run through the actual flat sounds of the amp before and after with the pedal as we go through. Okay, the first thing I want to show you is a quick volume boost, using it as just a volume boost pedal straight into the front of the amp, leaving the actual EQ itself flat. So of course here's my clean tone. It's having a level boost. So there's plenty of power on there. I've only got that just shy of 3/4 of the way through. Here's the crunch channel. So you can see it's pushing the amp a lot harder than it would normally. So you're effectively boosting the the guitar signal going into the front of the amp. So it's really pushing the amp nice and hard. You can hear a bit of clipping on the clean channel as well when I did that. Here you go. Just a nice bit of grit there, if that's what you're after. Second sound I want to go for is a mid boost. So if you want to go for a solo or whatever, and you want to cut through the mix a little bit more, do a bit sort of a mid hump there. So yeah, it gives you a bit more of a boost there. It's perfect for solos. In terms of the gain channel, it has more effect on the clean channel than the gain channel. All it does is push the gain channel to having more gain in those frequencies basically. So what you get is less of a boost in terms of volume, but more of a boost in those frequencies. Is it enough to cut through over, say, a second guitar in your band? Maybe, depending on the type of band you're in and what sort of music you're making. Is it better to put it in front of the amp than, say, the effects loop? I'll show you what that sounds like in a minute. That's obviously subjective. I personally prefer it in the loop, the effects loop of my amp. Just means that I am getting a clear, complete boost of frequencies after the sound of my amp. I use the sound of my amp as my sound rather than the EQ. By putting it before the amp, you are creating the sound of the pedal and then the amp as your sound. I hope that makes sense. The next sound I'm going for is a mid-cut. So the classic kind of V shape. On the EQ. So you can hear a bit of a difference there. Bit boomy, I'm going to take that off there. And then that in the gain channel. So it tightens up the sound a little bit in the same sort of way, well, not in the same way, but a similar sort of way that a tube screamer might. You know, if you're playing, say, the heavier gain sort of music, you know, whatever kind of music you're into, it can tighten up the low end before you're hitting the amp, which means, yeah, you get that tighter, less kind of flubby. You know, it's great for palm muting and quick fast picking. I'm sorry. As opposed to, oops, sorry. So yeah, that's the classic kind of mid-cut metal kind of setting. The next one is just where you can just cut and or boost certain frequencies to dial in your tone. So if you've got a guitar or an amp or a room that you're playing in that is bad for certain frequencies, you know, certain frequencies just don't sound good in that room, makes it sound a bit too flabby, or you know, it's vibrating something in the room, you know, that can make the snare rattle, you know, the drum kit, things like that. So you can use this to cut and boost those as you feel fit, or just to kind of enhance your sound the way that you want it to be enhanced. So let's just do some kind of random kind of boosts. There you go. I mean, you could use it, for example, this sort of sound is, you know, it's thickening up the bottom end a little bit. Mid-ranges which are kind of, you know, it's just taking the humbucker that I've got on the amp to sound less, or a little bit more twangy. I'm not going to say single coilish because it's not, but it's kind of a little bit more twangy. I mean, if I did change it to single coil on the bridge. So you can thin it out completely just to kind of give you that twangier sound if you wanted to, you know, not have a thicker sound basically. But yeah, there's plenty of options there in terms of the overdrive. And you can, you know, just do all sorts of things. And yeah, pretty versatile pedal. I will do a separate video on this through the effects loop, but I'll run through the same sort of setup to show exactly, you know, how it sounds through there, and you can compare it, you know, with this video. And yeah, thanks.